This is Bofades, and he is locked in ZF until he earns 1 million gold from this dungeon and this dungeon alone. Hi everyone, and welcome back to the series where we are locked in ZF until we earn 1 million gold. Today's episode is going to cover runs 221 through 230. Before we get started, let's take a look at what we sold overnight. All right, not a great clean out, mostly trade goods, or all trade goods here. We did sell 2 fish, look at that. Our best sells came from the Greater Eternal Essence as usual, 598 gold from those. So we made 913 total. Let's go ahead and get this in the bags. So it looks like our gold total is 242,252 gold. However, that's not what we're going to start at today. On one of the auction houses connected to this challenge, she sold 2 things for 1,043 gold. Bloodwoven Boots of the Fire Flash for 948, and then Sardonyx Knuckle of the Fire Flash for 95 gold. And on another auction house connected to this challenge, looks like we made 1,944 gold selling 2 different protector pieces. Arm guards and gauntlets. So that's a total of 2,987 gold. We're going to go ahead and pay ourselves that. All right, so that puts our official starting gold today at 245,239 gold. We are almost 25% of the way there. Before we start, I want to take a look at a few comments. The first comment says, what else do you do in WoW? Raid on retail at all? Mythic Plus? So I used to raid quite a bit and do Mythic Plus until I kind of got burnt out. Not that that side of the game is bad at all. I just did it for so long across so many expansions that I just wanted to play the game differently. Hey, it looks like we just sold a Scorpashi Sash for 681 gold. I just didn't want to be locked into one style of play in this game, and I've always been a fan of the RNG aspect of this and making gold. So most of my time is spent doing this kind of stuff and a little bit of solo shuffle on my hunter. I do work on collecting some of the sets every now and then whenever I feel like the set looks cool, but I'm not necessarily in a hurry to get this one. So yeah, it's mostly farming and gold making. Next comment says, this is fun, thank you. I just wanted to highlight this guy. He's left this comment on like every single video, and I wanted to give him a shout out. So I appreciate your comment. And our last comment says, I owe an apology on a comment from a few days back. I'd misunderstood and not realized the big ticket items were listed. I thought you were just banking them for effect. Found out by watching the other channel. Mea culpa. Happy bone fishing. Yeah, every single item that we've gotten across Bofades' channel and Socrates' channel is listed somewhere. I kind of care about ATT, but I'm not caring about it too much for what we're doing here. This is all about rare item hunting and selling, making gold, that is. So every super item you've seen Socrates pick up, all the epics that Bofades has picked up, everything is listed somewhere. Some are at market price and some are slashed. But no, nothing's hanging out in my bank for personal use later or anything like that, or for effect, or to make this longer than it already is. Like, I don't mind how long this series is going. Some of you might have grown tired of it, and that's fine. If I wanted this whole thing to be over, I could have just listed everything like after the first few days and then just bought it myself. But I told you guys I wasn't going to do that because that's really lame, really sleazy. And also, and the transmog farmers know this, what I'm doing here, only farming one dungeon, only selling items from one dungeon, is the reason why this is taking so long. If I were farming 3 or 4 other dungeons, you know, 1 or 2 different open world farms, crafting things, farming materials, all that, this would have been over 20 runs ago, right? Maybe even 50 runs ago. The challenge here is to make 1 million gold from just this dungeon, what we can extract from this dungeon. And that's why it feels so much like Sisyphus pushing the boulder up the hill. And we are almost 25% of the way there. And I think if I keep the sales going across all the auction houses, we'll get there a little bit faster than we would if I were just keeping everything at market. So if I were to make a prediction on how many more runs we need to put in, how many more episodes there's going to be, I don't think I'd be able to accurately predict that. But to be honest with you, my low-key hope here is to get one of 3 massive items. Either a Blade of Hannah, a T-Booze, or a Skullflame Shield. And my goal with one of those 3, if I were to get one, is to be the cheapest across the US realms while staying as close to market value as possible. And with one of those 3 items, that will catapult this challenge. I mean, we'll go from 25% of the way through to like 90% of the way through, or even done with just one of those sales. So those of you that have been hearing me talk about Skullflame Shields and things like that is in the back of my mind what I really want. But at the same time, I know I can get there if I never get one of those items. All right, with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and eat our fried bonefish. Let's start up Loot Appraiser. And oh, it looks like someone just bought one of our patterns too. Looks like some sales are coming through right now in the auction house. Might take a look at those at the end of this episode. All right, let's do this. Tyrant's leg plates, the first green that dinged. Is that the first green that dinged yesterday too? Merciless bracers. Witch Doctor's cane. Someone mentioned that they're unable to find the Bofades and Company community, and when I go into community settings here, it looks like it's ready to go. Auto accept. It's listed in the community finder. Cross faction. I don't feel like there's anything here that is preventing you guys from joining, unless there's something I'm missing, because it's it's listed the same way that Socrates' community is listed, and some of you have been able to join that one. Protector ankle guards, Dark Mist armor, Wolf Rider's headgear, Keeper's bindings, Bloodforged bindings, Brutish leg guards. You guys probably saw that a gray item dinged right there, the tablet. Jadefire Sabatons. And if you missed yesterday's episode, either on this channel or Socrates' channel, I mentioned that I turned it on because I wasn't wanting to like miss out on a decent gray item that might drop from here. And I asked people to share any kind of like success stories selling gray items because that's not something that I typically do. And I was just kind of curious. And after reading several of the comments, I think they're on Socrates' video, it seems like grays, you guys don't sell a lot of those either. And those that do sell them typically see like maybe 100 gold in sales from them. Jade gauntlets, Griffin mail leg guards, Bone link leg plates, Scorpashi shoulder pads. First round of entering there, 409 gold. Bloodforged chest piece, Bloodwoven pants, Bloodwoven cord, Vanguard van braces. We need another pair of Vanguard legs, don't we? Potent helmet. Another round of entering there, 333 gold. Ooh, we got an epic. It's terrible, but we got an epic. And we got glorious gauntlets too. Let's freaking go. I think the title of yesterday's video was Glorious 2, and I feel like today's is going to be Glorious 3. Lunar leggings. I'm definitely doing this whole YouTube thing wrong. Like, they say you should have the thumbnail or the title of your video like already planned before you even start shooting. Brutish helmet. And when it comes to YouTube channels that are about video games, it's usually about one of two things. One is skill, like a channel is built around someone being really good at a game. And two is about like variety, like doing a bunch of different things within a game. And neither of those things are happening here because it doesn't take skill to do what I'm doing. And I'm not showcasing any other dungeon except for this one on this channel, Bloodforged belt. So in theory, what I'm doing here is like not supposed to be working for YouTube at all, which is one of the reasons why I'm so grateful, so thankful to all of you that just keep coming back episode after episode. Just got a lockbox a second ago. That reminds me, next episode, 100% we're opening up a ton of lockboxes before we start, okay? It was either going to be this episode or the next episode, and I'm deciding that the next one should be fine. When we got this epic a little bit ago, I forgot to say an epic is an epic. But this one is literally the worst one you can get when it comes to transmog farming because you can't transmog it. Imposing bandana. Bloodwoven pads again. Hey, another bloodletter scalpel. Alright, we got two epics in this run, but Ring of Saviors and the Trinket, not the best. Sunscale belt. Even though those are two crappy epics, I think we can say that the epic drought on Bofades here is lowercase o officially over. Because we also got an Ice Mail Jerkin, like either last episode or a couple episodes ago. Tyrant's chest piece, Potent gloves, Griffin Mail gauntlets, Bone link armor, Griffin Mail pauldrons. Alright guys, that does it for these 10 runs, which were not great. If we take a look at the bag here, we can see it's very cluttered. I'm going to deal with this after the video. As far as our looted item value goes, it looks like we apparently, according to Loot Appraiser and TSM, we looted 783k worth of items here. And when we look at the top list here, the Ring of Saviors, that is going to be a fake value ring at 62k. We don't even need to look that up on Undermine Exchange. The Life Stone, which is a trinket, where is it? Right here. There's no way this thing goes for 58k or 60k. So I'm not going to waste your time or my time looking at those on Undermine Exchange. But we did get one item from this run that I think is worth looking at, and it's the Glorious Gauntlets. They look like this. Super clean, super yellow. Looks like there are 173 across all US realms, 4,600 on the low end, 110k for a median. Looks like it barely gets up to 15k on this first page here, but I'm going to try to get that out of it in between 15k and maybe 35k, kind of in this range is what I'm going to target. And if I can get that much out of these gloves, they single-handedly made these 10 runs worth it. I mean, we were going to do the 10 runs no matter what anyway for the challenge, right? There are a few other items in here that we've talked about before. Tyrant's leg plates, Bloodforged chest piece, Dark Mist armor. And all these things are going to be listed somewhere on one of the auction houses. I think we actually have 5 or 6 different Tyrant's leg plates now. I have decided that whenever we start the next challenge, one of the realms that I've been using for this challenge will not be used again. I made a mistake with one of the 4 realms, unfortunately, but that tune has so many things up that I'm not wanting to transfer it all over to a new tune and into a new realm. Is what it is, as they say, right? Our ending gold before I post things and move things around is 247,482. Oh, we did sell some things. Let's take a look at that real quick. All right, looks like we sold a pattern for 47 gold for the red mage weave something. And then we sold a Squirpashi sash for 653 gold. I'll leave these in the mailbox until tomorrow. They'll be the first thing that we see that we're pulling into our bags at the beginning of the episode. And then, giving you my word, we will be opening up in between 30 and 40 reinforced steel lockboxes at the beginning of the episode tomorrow. Okay, so be on the lookout for that. All right, so that does it for today's episode. If you enjoy this sort of content, I would encourage you to like, comment, subscribe, do whatever it is you do to engage with YouTube videos and YouTube channels. Bofades here is still pushing for that 1,000 sub milestone that Socrates has already hit. I think he's more salty about that than he is about all the super items that Socrates has picked up. And speaking of Socrates, if you want to check out his videos and you haven't yet, there will be a link at the top of the description of this video. So you can go and click on that and see what he's up to over there. So anyway, until next time, take care. See you soon.